Last time on Incel Story Time. Dun dun dun. So basically, what happened last time was basically there were a bunch of incels on this website, and they were acting a fool, and the government came and snatched them up and took them to this weird facility, and they're trapped in some kind of cyber limbo or something, and they can't get out, or their minds are trapped in a cyber limbo and they can't get out. Or maybe their bodies are still in the government facility. Who knows? Ooh, right? So then the rest of the story takes place in a room where the administrators of this program, including Slim Thug, this rapper, are talking about the administration. And Slim Thug, the rapper, right, he was sending out these hackers that were basically collecting up all this information on the incels to get them snatched up by the government. And the government cut him short his payment. They are only going to give him half, right? They're only going to give him half. And they're trying to negotiate with him and tell him he's doing a good service, because without the incels, right, they're not going to encourage other men to walk away and be shut-ins and not pay for clothing lines that the rapper's producing, not pay for jewelry that the rapper's producing, right? So it's going to cut down on the economy of this rapper. So this rapper, Slim Thug, is really angry, and he's really frustrated because, a lot of men are finding the faults in hip-hop, and they are going their own way, like the MG Toe thing, and cutting off hip-hop, and sneakers are going downhill and everything. And these hip-hoppers have like contracts with these big companies, and they're not making any money. So he's upset about that, right? And the group just tells Slim Thug, we need you to help keep collecting up people, keep collecting up these incels to take to our facility, and maybe you collect enough and, they will stop influencing the majority of men, right? So they're arguing over it, right? In another facility, right, you have people working to fight against the government. Secret facility off to somewhere else. And it's led by this guy named Tommy V. Tommy V was one of my favorite characters back in the day. But basically, to sum up the story, Tommy V was a freshman at a community college, and there was a lot of bullying and a lot of chads being cruel to people, and the community college was in a mess and nobody cared. And Tommy V, which is short for Thomas Virgin, or Virginity, or Virginia, whatever, he led a revolution, and he basically, was able to kick out the chads and get more campus police involved and start programs to keep bullying down at this community college. And so Tommy V is now a secret activist or leader of a secret group of special forces operatives. And Tommy V is talking to a group of people, these soldiers in these paramilitary operatives in this facility, this hidden place where nobody knows of. And he is asking for information about where, they're holding the bodies, right? What bodies are we talking about, right? The incels that the government's been capturing and, putting this electronic stuff in their ears and sending their minds off to this fantasy realm while they're still sitting in some facility. So they're asking about information about, where they're holding the incels, right? And one of the operatives gives Tommy V some information. She tells him that they know that a rapper known as Slim Thug has to be involved, because Slim Thug, right? He has a group of hackers, and he's been gotten in trouble with the government before about using his hackers for, bank fraud and things like that to get money. And he has this entire group of hackers out there that are going to try to, that have been causing trouble for people. So Tommy V was like, okay, so how do we get this Slim Thug, right? So he knows where the government facility is. He knows what everything's going on. Okay, so how do we catch this Slim Thug, right? So, well, it's not actually proven that he knows where the facility is. The only thing they know is that he may have some information as of the whereabouts of all this stuff going on. He's a person in question. So they have to get involved with Slim Thug. So Tommy V, he says, okay, I'm going to try to put together a team of operatives, right? We're going to figure out where he's touring, where his next hotel is, whatever, and we're going to use these operatives. We're going to go in there where Slim Thug is, and we're going to ask him about a bunch of questions. Maybe snatch him up if we have to. We're going to get some answers on this. Where's the bodies, right? So Tommy V puts together a group of operatives. One of the operatives, her name is Erico, right? And Erico was a girl who made it out of the first government facility, right? There was an explosion and she made it out. Like, I don't know how it worked, but she was able to survive, and her brain her consciousness went back into her body, but she came back blind, right? But she could somehow, her mind was kind of telepathic after that incident where she was able to be pulled out of the world where the government was holding her mind. She was a telepath. She could read people's energy. And she would be a perfect girl to lead this mission because, she's blind. She would know where everything is and how to get past everybody. So that was going to be the leader of the mission, right? And then you have Rosa. Rosa was a cholo, right? And she turned her life around and started working with these activists to help take down the government and try to save the people who the government were containing in the facility. So you got Erico and you got Rosa. And both of those girls are going to go on a boss-ass mission to go find the rapper Slim Thug and go capture him, torture him, and get some information out of him. Where's the government facility, right? Where's all the incels? Where's the government holding the incels, right? So they set their sights on what seems to be Miami, so they got to go down to Miami, right? So they set their sights on Miami, and they get all their gear together. They head down to Miami, right? And they do an 80s style, you know what I'm saying? Like, they wear a full suit, but instead of a suit shirt, like a suit and tie, or a tie with or a shirt and tie, they got a t-shirt under it, a bomb-ass t-shirt, and like a gold chain, like Night at the Roxbury's. So these two girls are looking hot, like straight Night at the Roxbury's, Miami Beach style, have the t-shirt under the suit jacket. So they're about to go in, and they make it to the hotel, and they're about to find Slim Thug. Stay tuned next time for the exciting adventures of the incel story. It's Jonathan. I'm out, y'all. Peace.